Welcome you all to another lecture session on frequency divider circuits. Now in this lecture session we shall see how we can design a divide by 4 and a divide by 8 circuit. So basically you have the input frequency, so the output frequency should be 1/4 the input frequency, that's one circuit, and by making slight changes or by adding another flip-flop to the same circuit we can also get a divide by 8 frequency at the output. Now first let us see how we can get a divide by 4 at the output. So we have a clock here, let the frequency be f. So to get a divide by 4, what we do is we use two D flip-flops. So this is the first D flip-flop, this is the second D flip-flop. So let this be D0. So I have the outputs Q0 and Q0 bar. This is D1, Q1 and Q1 bar. The input clock is given to the first flip-flop. Right? So this is the input clock which is given to the first flip-flop. And then what happens, Q0 is fed as the input to D0. So Q0 bar is fed as the input to D0, whereas the output Q0 becomes the clock to the next flip-flop. Right? So Q0 bar is the input to D0. So now here Q1 bar becomes the input to the second flip-flop. So it's connected to D1 and we get the final output at Q1. So the frequency what I get here would be 1/4 the clock frequency. So if this is f, so what I get here is f by 4. So let us see what happens. So we are very sure that the input D flip-flop, that is the first D flip-flop, gets triggered at the rising edge of the clock pulse. Okay, so if I check the output Q0, so what happens if I check the output Q0 at the rising edge? We find that the output changes. So initially let me assume that the output is 0, Q0 is 0. So if Q0 is 0, Q0 bar is 1. So I have a 1 coming here at D0. So when I have the positive edge of the clock pulse coming in, I find that the previous state was 0 of Q0. So it changes from 0 to 1. So it remains high till the rising edge of the next clock pulse. So when Q0 is 1, Q0 bar becomes 0. So I have 0 coming in. So during the next rising edge, Q0 drops down from 1 to 0. Okay? So similarly at the next positive edge, I have again Q0 changing from 0 to 1 and then again from 1 to 0 and then so on. So what I get here at Q0 is f by 2. So we find that if this is t, right? So this is 2t. So therefore it's going to be f by 2. Okay? So at the rising edge of the clock pulse, I find that this output state of Q0 keeps changing. So you have, it changes from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0 and so on. So again at the rising edge it changes from 1 to 0, then again here from 0 to 1, and then again here from 1 to 0 and so on. So now what happens, this becomes the clock input to the next flip-flop. So now I need to take care of the rising edge of Q0. So this happens to be the rising edge of Q0. So the rising edge, the second flip-flop gets triggered. So initially we assume that the state of Q1 is 0. So Q1 is 0 initially. So when Q1 is 0, I have Q1 bar which is connected to D1. Okay, so therefore Q1 bar is 1, so I have a 1 here. So when I have the positive edge of Q0, Q1 changes from 0 to 1. And it remains high till the next rising edge of Q0. So I have the next rising edge of Q0 coming in here. So these are all the rising edge of Q0. So during the next rising edge, so Q1 is 1, so Q1 bar is 0, so I have 0 coming in here. So therefore, during the next rising edge, Q1 changes its state from 1 to 0. And then during the next rising edge, it changes from 0 to 1, and then 1 to 0, then 0 to 1, and then 1 to 0, and this process continues. So we observe that the time period is 4 times t. Right? So if the clock the time period of the input frequency is t, this is 2t and this is 4t, and therefore the frequency obtained is f by 4. So with this we get a frequency which is 1/4 the input frequency f. Now what should be done if I want a divide by 8 at the output? Very simple. So connect another D flip-flop. So I have another D flip-flop connected. Let me call that as D2, Q2 and Q2 bar. So similarly I have Q2 bar which is connected to D1. So Q2 bar is given as the input to D2, and Q1 becomes the clock input to the next flip-flop. So here I get f by 8 at Q2. So let us see how that happens. So let me complete this. So therefore at the rising edge of the clock we have Q0 changing its state from 1 to 0 and 0 to 1. So it changes from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, 1 to 0, 0 to 1, again 1 to 0. And similarly the rising edge of Q0, Q1 changes its state from 1 to 0, 0 to 1, and again 1 to 0. So now I have Q2. So again we find that the initial state of Q2 is 0. So if the initial state of Q2 is 0, Q2 bar is 1. Right? And it changes at the rising edge of Q1. So this is the rising edge of Q1. So initially Q2 is 0. Okay? So initially Q2 is 0, but then Q2 bar is 1, so I get a 1 here. So during the rising edge of Q1, we find that Q2 changes its state from 0 to 1 and it remains high till the next rising edge of Q1. So now Q2 is 1, so Q2 bar is 0, so I have a 0 here at the input of the D flip-flop. At the rising edge of Q1, Q2 changes from 1 to 0. So very simple. Again at the rising edge of Q1, it changes from 0 to 1 and then again 1 to 0 and so on. This repeats. Now what is the time period? The time period is 8t, where t is the time period of the input clock frequency. So what is the frequency I get here at Q2? It is f by 8. So if I consider two stages, I get a divide by 4 frequency at Q1. If I put another stage of D flip-flop, I get f by 8. I can also get f by 16, f by 32 by repeating the same stage. So I use another D flip-flop, say D3, and if Q3 bar is connected to the input, then the output would be f by 16, then I can get f by 32 and so on. Right? So this is how we can design a divide by 4, 2 stages, and divide by 8, considering 3 stages, and this can be extended for n number of stages. Okay? So if I have 2 stages, then the output frequency is f by 4, which is f by 2 square. If I have 3 flip-flops, then the frequency is f by 8, which is f by 2 cube. If I have 4 flip-flops, The frequency is f by 16, which is f by 2 power 4. So essentially, if I have n D flip-flops connected in cascade, the frequency would be f by 2 power n. Right? So this is, in a very simple way, the number of stages will tell us the output frequency I would get at the frequency I would get at the output of the D flip-flop. Right? So with this, we complete this topic. So I hope you have found the topic informative and interesting. Make sure that you do like, share and subscribe, and press the bell icon to get notifications of further uploads, and thanks for watching.